Welcome to Zach's Tech Turf. The newly released Prey has been getting a ton of great reviews around the PC gaming world, so today I'm going to be benchmarking it with some budget graphics cards for you guys. Make sure you stay towards the end of the video for a small message that I have for you guys, but for now, let's get into it. So if you don't know, Prey was just released on Friday, May 5th, and it's a sci-fi first-person shooter with some intense but unique combat. In Prey, you don't just use standard shotguns and pistols to down the creepy aliens. You have to use a mixture of different tools such as a glue gun to survive. I'll definitely be checking this game out on my Gaming on a Sunday morning series, which I highly recommend you check out by the way, but today let's just do some benchmarking. So you might have seen online about how optimized this game is already on launch day, and my goodness, doesn't this just feel good? We've been plagued by some terrible PC releases lately, and it's so refreshing to have a properly optimized game right out of the box. I'm going to be benchmarking 3 different budget graphics cards today. The first one is the GT 730, which you can find for 50 bucks. The second is the RX 460, which goes for around $100. And the last one is the GTX 1050 Ti, which goes for $150. All of these cards I'll have linked down in the description, as well as other benchmarking videos I made for these guys. Real quickly, I wanted to mention that I benchmarked other recent releases with these exact same budget graphics cards, so make sure you check out those videos if you haven't already. The testing rig I'll be using today is my main gaming rig, which is rocking an i7 4790K without an overclock, 16GB of DDR3 RAM, an MSI Gaming 5 motherboard, and the game is installed on a 2TB Western Digital Black hard drive. Now keep in mind that this testing rig is complete overkill for these budget graphics cards, but I did this to ensure that there were no bottlenecks and we could really push these GPUs to the limit. First up, we have the $50 GT 730, as I know a lot of you subscribers have this card because I benchmark it so much. Although I do wish it would have ran a bit better, it's hard to complain about this super budget card. The footage you're seeing now is in 720p and low settings, and I averaged 45 frames per second and only dipped down to 33. This was definitely playable, but I decided to crank it up to a 900p resolution, which by the way, I think the Xbox One is playing this game at, and that got me an average of 30 FPS. Personally, I think the sweet spot is 720p because it's a bit smoother. Just so you know, I tried to run it in 1080p and didn't get above 20 or so FPS, so that was a no-go. Moving on to the $100 RX 460, keep in mind that you'll get slightly better results with an RX 560. I ran the game in 1080p and medium settings and got a respectable 57 FPS. This was some pretty beautiful and smooth gameplay, and this is the footage that you're seeing now. I did try it out on high settings and I averaged 48 FPS, but I would personally stick with the medium settings and get as close to that 60 FPS average as possible. And finally, I tested the beast of budget cards, the GTX 1050 Ti. In 1080p and very high settings, aka as high as they go, I averaged 71 FPS, and this is what you're watching now. Obviously, this is some sexy looking gameplay here, and we can really tell how optimized this game is. Just for fun, I decided to crank up the settings to 1440p and medium settings, and I averaged 54 FPS. I would personally stick with 1080p for the more consistent frames per second, but if you want it to look even better, 1440p is definitely an option with the 1050 Ti. Now with the benchmarks out of the way, here's my small message for you guys. I love all you genuine commenters out there, and I encourage you to keep commenting on my benchmarking videos, but there are a ton of random people that just comment their specs for their computer and ask me if they can run it like they expect me to know it off the top of my head. I can clearly tell that these people didn't watch my video. I have no problems answering your genuine comments, and I'll even look up other testers' benchmarks for you guys, but in order for you to prove to me that you watched my video, start every comment with an asterisk or a star, and that way I know you watched the video. It doesn't matter if you ask a benchmarking question or any question at all, I promise I'll answer every single comment that starts with an asterisk, and this should be pretty fun to see who just randomly posted their specs and didn't even watch my video. Well, that wraps up my benchmarking video for Prey. Now that I'm done benchmarking this video, I'm pretty excited to actually play the game. Make sure you guys let me know in the comment section what you think of the game, or if you have any questions for me. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please drop a like down below to help support my channel, and as always, thank you for watching, and please subscribe for more Zach's Tech Turf videos.